Good morning, everyone. Today is January the 18th, 2023. And today we are going to be discussing this particular article or the story that is somewhat gaining some traction around, I guess, social media and especially some online websites. I don't know if it's been posted on TV. I think it might be on the local news network where this particular incident took place. Grace and Peace, rebuke and reprove. Grace and Peace, Sister Tyra, Brother Dunamy, Built for Speed, Mr. Andre Turner. We also got Brother Roger Sherman up in the house. Good morning, you guys. Grace and Peace. So, yesterday while I was at work, I did see this particular article pop up on my feed, and I didn't read it until like last night. I read the article last night, and I was just like, it's a pretty interesting story. Now I thought it was clickbait for real because I said, man, maybe they trying to blow this whole thing out of proportion. So sometimes when I do see certain titles, or I see certain people trying to cover certain stories, and they got the titles up, and a lot of times I'll look into it. I'll be like, that's kind of some clickbaitish stuff. So certain things I won't cover. But when I started to look at certain news outlets or certain Christian outlets that you guys know that I read from on a regular basis, like the Christian Post and ChristianHeadlines.com. But for some reason, the Christian Post is not popping up on my laptop. So I wasn't able to pull that particular article up. So uh, in the last minute, I had to try to find another article that was covering the story. And I went to CBN News, and they have it right here. Grace and Peace, Orthodox Moore. Orthodox Moore, we got him in the house. We got Wilfredo. And we also have the bad guy. Yes, and you guys do like Mrs. Tyra Rice is asking to hit that like button, please, and thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get into this article. And I don't think this one is that long, but they do have somewhat of a video of the incident that took place. I think it's on TikTok or something. All right. It says viral video. Mall security guard tells man wearing Jesus Saves t-shirt, take it off or leave. All right. So you guys hear the title. Let's see what's going on here. All right. A man wearing a t-shirt with the words Jesus Saves was told by a mall security guard he would have to remove the t-shirt or leave the Mall of America in a video that went viral on social media over the weekend. The video shows the back of a man's yellow shirt that says, quote unquote, Jesus is the only way, but the graphic coexist made with symbols of other religions. Coexist has a black line through it. Now, I don't know if any of you guys, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the that little coexist bumper sticker, and it has all of the different religious symbols and all of that stuff. I actually got a track, and actually I need to get the shirt where it says contradict and it got all of the religious symbols on it, and it says contradict because, to be honest, all religions contradict each other. So it is true that all religions cannot, or all different belief groups or religions in this particular manner cannot coexist. If you just look at just the foundations of what a lot of these other religions believe, especially even with the Christian faith, the Christian faith cannot be coherent with another religious ideology. All right, but let's continue. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother discussion. The video, posted to multiple platforms and viewed more than 1 million times, shows a security guard at the mall located in Bloomington, Minnesota, telling the man, quote, if you want to shop here, you need to take off that shirt, end quote. The man asked, Quote, what is wrong with my t-shirt? Quote, it is religious soliciting. There is no soliciting allowed on mall property, which is private property. The guard replied, now, how is that soliciting? How is that soliciting by wearing a Jesus Saves t-shirt? So that means that any other t-shirt that has any type of, I guess, company logo, link to a website, any of those things should not be worn or be allowed in that mall as well. That's what I thought was pretty interesting about it when I read this article. It said that the man said he was soliciting, but let's continue. Another part of the video showed the same guard also saying, quote, Jesus is associated with religion and it's offending people. People have been offended, end quote. Now, what about if a person is wearing a hijab? If a woman is wearing a hijab, is that related to, how do they put it? How did he put it? Is it associated with religion? If you see a woman with a burqa on or a hijab, is that she's that flashlight cop doing the most? Yeah, somebody call him Paul Blart. But is a person like if a Muslim wearing a hijab or a burqa, is that religiously affiliated? If an Indian man is wearing a turban, is that religiously affiliated? You know? Let's continue. The Daily Mail reports in a video, which is recorded on January 7th, has sparked outrage against the mall online. One Twitter user wrote, quote, I automatically assumed this was overseas, but it's right here in America, end quote. Yeah, and to be honest, to be completely honest, when I first saw the headlines and then I saw the clips that was being put out on social media, I thought that this was like in the UK. I said, man, this got to be like in the UK or this has to be like in Canada or something like that. But it was in the Mall of America. Now, remember, Christianity is supposed to be this American religion that's accepted by all people in America. It's an American religion, but ironically, in the Mall of America in Minnesota, of all places, Bloomington, Minnesota, a man is asked to leave the Mall of America because he has on a shirt that says Jesus Saves on it. Mm-mm-mm. But we're supposed to be a Christian nation, according to some folks. Quote, if I ever go to the Mall of America again, I'm wearing the biggest Jesus t-shirt I can find, another user wrote. Pastor Chase Thompson wrote, quote, he should sue them into oblivion. This wouldn't have happened anywhere else, anywhere in the U.S. until very recently, and it certainly wouldn't have happened if he had a pride shirt on and even a 50 and I'm sorry, he wouldn't have it wouldn't have happened if he had a pride shirt on and even 50 people complained. That's yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Right, and that's another thing too. That's another thing too. Because if he had on a pride shirt, isn't that like solicitation? I mean, one could argue that's solicitation of sex. And is it the solicitation of sex illegal? Because that is considered prostitution at that point, right? Because if pride is about expressing yourself sexually, and you're wearing a pride shirt, I mean, can somebody make an argument for that? So you see what I'm saying? So how far we can go down a rabbit hole with all of this stuff? All right, let's continue. One group called Bloomington Patriots is organizing a protest at the mall on February 4th and is asking people to wear their own quote unquote Jesus Save shirts. Now, the only beef that I would have with that, Bloomington Patriots. Now, of course, this is not a Christian organization. This is probably some, I'm not even going to say a radical right wing. This is probably just some of those, those, what do you call them? Those patriotic, fanatic groups that always like to link themselves with the Christian faith when it's convenient, but they're really more about promoting um, American, just like the whole American culture type thing. And again, I love my country, love America, but y'all know that there's some people out here who are just like these, America first. I believe that we are, America is first in certain aspects when it comes to taking care of ourselves. But you know how some people would be like, well, America over everything, you know, and when they find it convenient, they'll latch themselves on to the Christian faith. But as Christians, we're Christians first, because we can be Christian anywhere else. Doesn't matter if you're born in America, if you're born in the Middle East, you can still be a Christian. All right. But these, come on, Bloomington Patriots, fall back. Fall back. This isn't your fight. Because these same people who will wear these Jesus Save shirts in this particular protest, number one, all they're doing is clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? They're clout chasing on the name of Christ. And you got people who just sitting at home waiting for something to pop off so they can be a part of some group. And probably those people who's a part of that whole organization probably are not even saved at all. In a statement to CARE TV, the Mall of America confirmed that the man who had previously been issued a temporary trespass notice for solicitation was eventually allowed to stay inside the mall and wasn't required to change his shirt. I wonder why. Quote, the guest referenced in the video was approached by Mall of America security on January 7th, 2023. 1 week prior, he was issued a 24-hour trespass for soliciting guests. After a brief interaction, the guest was not required to change his shirt and was allowed to remain at the mall, the statement said. Excuse me. The man had been previously asked to leave the mall because he was preaching, according to the mall. So you're going to ask the man to leave, violating the what is it? The first I almost said commandment, but the First Amendment. So he can't practice the First Amendment, right? Freedom of speech. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't do that if you're spreading the gospel. Sorry, can't do that. Let me see. The mall prohibits inappropriate attire, including apparel that, quote, has obscene language, obscene gestures, or racial, religious, ethnic slurs that are likely to create a disturbance, end quote. Please. Please. I'm offended every day by some of the stuff that some people wear. Come on, man. And you're going to equate his shirt that says Jesus saves, and you're going to equate it to something that is along the lines of being obscene, racial, and now I mean, yeah, of course it's religious, but there are other people who wear stuff that's religious all the time. So you mean to tell me that you can't wear a shirt with Buddha on it? I've seen plenty of clothing with the big Buddha right there on the chest. So that means that you can't wear True Religion jeans there. You can't wear a True Religion shirt. Do people still wear that True Religion? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think with True Religion, what is it like a picture of a Buddha or something with some shades on them? I'm not. I might be wrong on that. It also forbids, quote, loitering, engaging in soliciting, blocking storefronts, hallways, skyways, fire exits, or escalators, or walking in groups in such a way as to inconvenience others, end quote. It also prohibits, quote, picketing, demonstrating, protesting, or petitioning, end quote. Well, anyway, we got a clip of the video to see if this man was in fact violating any of these things. Orthodox Moore said it says a religious slur. What was the slur? Correct. But let's see if we can go ahead and play this. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this.
Shop here, you need to take that shirt off. What is wrong with what is problem with what is wrong with my t-shirt? Again, sir, it is religious soliciting. There is no soliciting allowed on law property, which is private property. Okay? So again, we've had yes, no, exactly. What is wrong? Just take it off and shop, man. That's all we want. No, I'm a citizen. I know the Constitution. But you were last time I was here.
Okay, so it seems like that this video is a little choppy. I guess you guys could probably see this on TikTok or Twitter or something like that. But let's just see if we can try to get through this and try to catch whatever we can via this short 1.5 minute clip. And you can see it. There's a lot of people watching. A lot of people are watching this.
Told me to leave for 24 hours. I did. Yes, that day I was preaching. Yeah, I was preaching the gospel that day. Yeah. You're still soliciting. And again, I'm walking. Yes, you're walking wearing that shirt in the form of soliciting, and we've had guests come up saying that they've been offended by your shirt. Who'll say that? We've had guests come up and say you've been offended. So, like this gentleman just said too, take the shirt off and you can go shopping. That's simple. Sorry. Or digging.
My bad. It doesn't seem like that people are actually watching this event. It looks like they're watching something else. So something else was probably going on. I'm like, dang, it looked like he had kind of drew a crowd. Okay, so I guess that's something else that's going on.
I will be forced to thinking clear, and I don't want to do that. What did I do?
All right, so apparently that's the end of that video. So yeah, Orthodox Moore asked a really great question. What are the churches in Minnesota doing about this? It's a really good question. I would like to see. I would like to visit his church and see what his church is talking about. How they are reacting to this, because y'all know the other day, we had a conversation, and y'all know that I have beef with Lone Ranger Christian, so I'm hoping that he is a part of a sound church. Not saying that just because he's a Christian or he's not a part of a sound church, then he shouldn't be able to walk around with a Jesus Save shirt. He shouldn't be able to preach the gospel or anything. Like, I ain't even gonna go down that road. But I would like to see what is the statement that comes from his church. Dunami said, "See, if he used the Hebrew, there would be no beef." Oh yeah. Shots fired. But to be honest, I do believe that if he would have had that in Hebrew, that there wouldn't be no beef for that. Actually, I've seen some people with some Israelite shirts on, some Hebrew Israelite shirts, and I mean, I wasn't even, I wasn't offended or anything. I mean, I believe that people should be able to wear, what they want to wear. But however, I don't try to put myself in particular settings where I may come across somebody who's wearing something that is obscene if I'm out with my family or something like that, right? Like, you're not going to see me going to downtown Atlanta or, trying to do anything in downtown Atlanta during the pride parades, right? Because if I got my family and stuff, I'm like, that this guy's walking around with booty shorts on and people half dressed and stuff like that. So I'm just like, we just try to avoid that area whenever that comes around. She says, "Uh oh," and he's shading us darker. And man, he sounds like he's African because I did hear an accent. So he sounds like that. He may have been from uh, uh, he may have been from Africa or something like that. Because I know that there is a high, if I'm not mistaken, Ethiopian or Eritrean population up there. So he may have fallen along the lines with that. Because I mean, if you see his picture, it's like he has like dreads or something like that. Andre Turner says, I believe that mall has a Barnes and Nobles there that sells Bibles. Hey, great point. Great point. That's what I meant. Not a Trian. And I don't know. I'm thinking of Somali, but I'm thinking about Ethiopian. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Somali. Yes, Somali. Because I think that what's that lady's name? Ilhan Omar. Isn't Ilhan Omar like the she held like some type of political position up there in Minnesota? I think she holds like the Senate seat or something like that. Yes, Somali. Most likely he may have been Somali. Um, yeah, but that's basically the end of this particular article. Now I know that it seems like it's just something small. A guy walks into a mall with a Jesus Saves shirt in America, and he's been asked to leave, and a lot of us may be like, "Ah, this is really just a big nothing burger." But I think sometimes that we have to. Okay, yeah, he said that she's a congresswoman. All right, cool. That's what I thought, and I thought it was in Minnesota or something like that. So yeah, they do have a high Somali population, and this guy may have been Somali. But when it comes to incidents like this, we have to keep our antennas up. We got to keep our antennas up because we may look at this and just say, it's just this little, one-off incident. Yeah, but they let him back into the mall. They let him walk around with the Jesus Saves shirt. It just kind of shows you the um, a lot of the pushback that Christians are getting in America. And trust me, it could be way worse. I know it could be way worse. A lot of people look at this and just say, "Oh, this is just first world problems," but usually Christian persecution isn't something that doesn't happen overnight like the flip of a switch. It slowly but surely progresses over time. I mean, if this would have happened 20 years ago in the Mall of America in Minnesota, I mean, man, this would have been on Frontline News or something. Because a lot of people will be like, well, we can't believe that this actually happened here in America. This is a Christian nation. But now here it is in 2023, stuff like this could happen. And yeah, it may break a million views on the internet, on social media, and you may have a couple of media outlets that may cover it, but it's not really considered a big deal. So therefore, when real persecution starts to happen, a lot of people will take it as just like they've done throughout history where Christians have had persecution. It's always, well, we have to take these acts, we have to take these measures because this and that has been done in the name of Christ. One of the things that people link to Christianity is the whole January 6th thing. See, Christians did that, January 6th. So therefore, we got to be careful about anybody who walking around here claiming that they believe in Jesus, because we don't want another insurrection. We don't want another insurrection happening. So we got to be careful with some of these folks. We don't want to cause another one of those insurrections. That's why I got beef with this particular group calling itself, what is it, the Bloomington Patriots. You know, you got this group called the Bloomington Patriots talking about that they want to rally and have some type of a protest. It's like, nah, man, it's no, fall back, you know. And that's why I just think that us as Christians, you know, we got to be wise, and we just got to be wise about how we're moving out here, you know. And I'm not saying that against the guy. Trust me, I believe that this guy with this shirt totally has the right um, to be in the mall with that particular shirt. And I do think that we got to continue to be able to spread the gospel, and we have to be prepared for when real persecution starts to take place. Because this is nothing. This is nothing compared to what is going on in other countries. But we also have to be aware of what's happening and what's going on around us. So we have to prepare. We got to prepare. We got to make sure that we're going to be standing firm on the word of God. And I know it's going to be tough. It's going to get a lot tougher than this. So that's why we have to prepare now. We got to be aware of some of these things that's happening. But anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments section below. You know, I mean, do y'all in fact think that this is just a big nothing burger? There's more context to the story. Maybe this is just some one-off incident of two mall cops. You know, maybe I'm just, you know, trying to equate this to real persecution. Maybe this is really nothing, and this is something that we shouldn't be worried about. Do you happen to believe that right now, us as Christians, you know, we got to pay attention to stuff like this? We got to pay attention to stuff, because if things like this continue to go unchecked or not talked about, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse, and it'll get to a point to where one day we'll look up and we'll say, how do we even get to this point? You know, so we got to be aware of things that are happening. We got to prepare ourselves. Whatever you guys think, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, like this video, rate it, share it, subscribe, hit that notifications bell, let me know. So therefore, it'll let you guys know whenever I get ready to go live or whenever I drop the latest video. And with that, you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys next time, Lord willing.